Namaste and welcome to our channel. Many people think that forgiveness is something we do for others without realizing that the person who benefits most from the act of forgiving is you. Yes, you. When you forgive, you realize the negative emotion attached to past grievances, so you can finally allow yourself to heal. So, these affirmations for forgiveness will help you gather the power to forgive. I hope this video at the end will inspire you to be free from all grudges you have in your heart. Let's get started. There is no love without forgiveness, and there is no forgiveness without love. To forgive is the highest, most beautiful form of love. In return, you will receive untold peace and happiness. Forgiveness does not change the past, but it does enlarge the future. He who cannot forgive breaks the bridge over which he himself must pass. Forgiveness is a virtue of the brave. The weak can never forgive. Forgiveness is the attribute of the strong. The truth is, unless you let go, unless you forgive yourself, unless you forgive the situation, unless you realize that the situation is over, you cannot move forward. True forgiveness is when you can say, "Thank you for that experience." Forgiveness is not an occasional act, it is a constant attitude. I think that if God forgives us, we must forgive ourselves. Otherwise, it is almost like setting up ourselves as a higher tribunal than Him. Grudges are for those who insist that they are owed something. Forgiveness, however, is for those who are substantial enough to move on. Forgiveness has nothing to do with absolving a criminal of his crime. It has everything to do with relieving oneself of the burden of being a victim, letting go of the pain, and transforming oneself from victim to survivor. When we practice the art of forgiveness and positive, non-judgmental thinking and behavior, we start feeling good, happy, and free. When you forgive, you love, and when you love, God's light shines upon you. Be the one who nurtures and builds. Be the one who has an understanding and a forgiving heart. One who looks for the best in people. Leave people better than you found them. As I walked out the door toward the gate that would lead to my freedom, I knew if I didn't leave my bitterness and hatred behind, I would still be in prison. Not forgiving is like drinking rat poison and then waiting for the rat to die. The practice of forgiveness is our most important contribution to the healing of the world. Forgiveness too is a power. To beg for it is a power, and to withhold or bestow it is a power, perhaps the greatest. Inner peace can be reached only when we practice forgiveness. Forgiveness is letting go of the past and is therefore the means for correcting our misperceptions. Forgiveness is giving up the hope that the past could have been any different. To forgive is to set a prisoner free and discover that the prisoner was you. A life lived without forgiveness is a prison. Forgiveness is the key that unlocks the door of resentment and the handcuffs of hatred. Forgiveness is a power that breaks the chains of bitterness and the shackles of selfishness. The bindings that limited all those that came before are only there as long as we carry them. Forgiveness sets us free of limitation from the past. Forgiveness is God's greatest gift. Letting ourselves be forgiven is one of the most difficult healings we will undertake, and one of the most fruitful. You cannot forgive just once. Forgiveness is a daily practice. The forgiving state of mind is a magnetic power for attracting good. Forgiveness, it's a miracle drug. Love is forgiving, accepting, moving on, embracing, and all encompassing. And if you are not doing that for yourself, you cannot do that with anyone else. It's not just all the people we need to forgive. We also need to forgive ourselves for all the things we didn't do, all the things we should have done. There is a hard law: when an injury is done to us, we never recover until we forgive. Forgiveness is the answer to the child's dream of a miracle, by which what is broken is made whole again, what is soiled is made clean again. Few suffer more than those who refuse to forgive themselves. Forgiving yourself means that you give up on your hope that the past will be different, and cannot measure the bounds nor fathom the depth of divine forgiveness. The practice of forgiveness is our most important contribution to the healing of the world. We must develop and maintain the capacity to forgive. He who is devoid of the power to forgive is devoid of the power to love. It's one of the greatest gifts you can give yourself, to forgive. Forgive everybody. Do as the heavens have done. Forget your evil. With them, forgive yourself. Mistakes are your school of learning. Therefore, forgiveness is your greatest teacher in this life. The greatest gift of surrender was that it helped me to realize that it is arrogant of me not to forgive myself when God forgives me. Forgive. See the miracle that can happen. If I am seeing something that is blocking my awareness of love, it is an image of a false idea that I created, and only forgiveness will dissolve it. When you haven't forgiven those who have hurt you, you turn your back against your future. When you do forgive, you start walking forward. Forgive yourself for not having the foresight to know what now seems obvious in hindsight. Life is too short to wake up in the morning with regrets. So, love the people who treat you right, forgive the people who don't, and believe that everything happens for a reason. Thank you for listening to us.